What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. Today we've thrown together a new list of upcoming changes that are gonna have the potential to just be huge changes and just massive shakeups to the game. And a lot of these are due to happen over the next few patches, but some of them might take a little bit longer to reach the live game, but they are all official changes planned and confirmed by Riot, so hopefully it'll give you guys a lot of stuff to think about and prepare for in the future. This video is sponsored by GGEsports.com. It's a website and mobile app where you can compete for free in an LCS prediction game and has news, stats, and more, all for real prizes like Razer gear and iPhones. I'll be playing in the GG Esports All-Star Series with my boys Panzer Dragon and Solo Renekton only against Red Mercy, Professor Akali, and GBay99 with you guys for even bigger prizes every week. Register now on GGEsports.com to start playing for free, and stay tuned to the outro to see my predictions for this week. And if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like on it or let us know in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe for some more videos. Now, back when we first started making videos on the new rune system, we talked about how Riot was attempting to lay a foundation that they could build upon by adding new keystone runes to in the future. And it seems like it's finally time for that to happen, as Riot Meddler recently announced that a brand new keystone rune is going to be added to the PBE this week, and hopefully it'll reach the live game on patch 8.6. In its current state, the new keystone is going to trigger on the first auto attack on an enemy champion after you've been in combat for 4 seconds, so it works kinda like Grasp of the Undying. Instead of healing you though, it will instead give you attack damage and causes some of your damage to also be converted to true damage. It'll be located in the precision tree and will have a pretty low cooldown, so it'll function as a good choice for champions that want sustained damage and a new way to deal with tankier targets. So bruisers are essentially the target choice for this new keystone since they can handle these sort of longer fights, but it's not necessarily intended to be a bruiser specific keystone, so there's definitely going to be a lot of fine tuning needed so that it doesn't become a must pick for bruisers or become super OP on ranged champions. As for other classes, Riot will be looking to add more keystone runes too, so you can expect to hear more about those in the future. Now, Riot have also promised to continue with tweaks for some of the less popular runes. There's not a whole lot of news about this one specifically, so we don't know exactly all the runes that Riot plans to rework, but the Sorcery Tree Keystone Phase Rush is one in particular that is due to be looked at. Currently, Summon Airy and Arcane Comet are both used to give mages and supports a little bit of extra damage, and it's made the bonus utility of Phase Rush, for the most part, not that great. This is the case in a few other trees too, where specific keystones are not being chosen over the other options, so we can expect to see Riot make changes that incentivize specific classes or champions to mix it up a bit and not just stick to the same keystones. Whether that comes in the form of buffs, reworks, or just revamping the system altogether, time will tell, but you can definitely expect some changes in the future. Now, once those changes to keystone runes are finished, we can also expect to see a new shield busting item added into the game. And this was first mentioned a few months ago as something that was very low on the priority system, and it wasn't prioritized because the team that is developing it are the same guys that are handling the rune system follow-up, tweaks, and all that sort of stuff. But there is an item that essentially damages or takes down shields in the works for the future, eventually after the rune updates and tweaks, the follow-ups to the original release of the rune system. And combined with the new true damage keystone, this item should offer a nice way for carry champions to start actually being able to kill tanks again, since League has kind of been dominated by them in the recent time. Now, the next massive change that we'll be seeing soon is a support item revamp. So a few days ago, Riot Fearless put up a post noting that Riot was planning to remove the bandit mechanic from all support items, which kind of acted like a secondary income source for supports by giving them gold from minion deaths or attacks. The problem was that since these gold generating items were just so powerful, other lanes were also often poaching support items as their first purchases because they would end up generating a massive gold advantage from it. And Riot generally does try to keep items open to give players a lot of flexibility in their build paths, but they were just having such a hard time balancing the bandit mechanic because of other lanes that they are deciding that they just want to remove it entirely. They've also used this as an opportunity to balance out the amount of gold that each support item chain will give, since currently they aren't really that even across the board. Targon's Brace is going to have its gold per 10 doubled from 2 to 4, Frostfang will grant 20 gold per tribute rather than the current 15, and Nomad's Medallion will give 45 gold per coin instead of 40, but you'll only expect to see 8.5 coin drops per 10 minutes rather than the current 9. Overall, these changes will provide supports with more gold as a whole, while also rewarding players that actively try to use their items' gold generation abilities. It's a great way to put a bit of incentive into the skill of those items, and having more gold available on support is never going to be a bad thing for those support players. League of Legends veterans might be excited to hear that the support item Shirelia's Reverie is going to be making a return to the game. 4 years ago, it was replaced by the Talisman of Ascension, but with the recent changes to Talisman, there is a good strategic niche for Shirelia's Reverie to fill now. There's quite a few support champions that like to be the core initiators for their team, so it's cool to see Shirelia's finally being brought back, since supports can tend to be a little bit less mobile than other champions. The current version of the item looks like it's going to build from Kindle Gem, Etherwisp, and an additional 450 gold for a total cost of 2100 gold. And for that you get 40 ability power, 200 health, 10% CDR, 8% movement speed, and of course the active that gives you and your entire team, at least the ones that are standing next to you, a 40% move speed buff for 3 seconds. Tankier supports will potentially still opt for the time-worn Talisman of Ascension, since it provides some tankier stats, some resistances, but it's cool that supports who scale with ability power will have a neat option for that team-wide engaging or escaping effect too. Now, we've known for a while that Riot has been kind of messing around with the idea of breaking the bot lane meta, but their first experiment with Mordekaiser's rework way back in the day didn't really turn out all that well. It doesn't look like they're stopping anytime soon though, because Riot Meddler has put up a post recently mentioning that Riot is going to be continuing to encourage other classes to head in the bot lane, specifically on the carry role in the bot lane. It seems like they felt for a while that bot lane was the most limited when it comes to class choice. So they want to start by opening it up to other ranged carries, like for specific examples, mages. Then they want to potentially start looking for ways to let other classes, like potentially fighters, join in on the fun as the carry role in the bot lane. They've said that they don't intend to push marksman out of bot lane, and they'll still be a great choice if that's what you want to play, but we expect to see a few tweaks to marksman base stats if they want to keep the lane balanced. Although there are probably mixed feelings from the community about this particular issue, it's usually more fun to play a game that doesn't have such a set in stone concrete meta, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the bot lane meta after this round of changes takes place. Now, recently there was a word from Riot Meddler about the potential removal of teleport as a summoner spell, which caused a lot of backlash from top laners. In particular, they were just very concerned because they tend to be so reliant on teleport to be able to escape the island of top lane and be able to actually get involved and have an impact with the rest of their team and the rest of the game. Now, it seems like removing teleport is definitely not on the table whatsoever, with Riot Meddler commenting that although there are things Riot doesn't like about teleport, those things can be fixed by looking at how teleport's used and deciding which ways that it's used should be encouraged, and which ways probably need to be looked at in some way. Now, there's no plans that we know of for this one yet specifically, but we definitely expect some major changes for teleport eventually, although it's definitely not going to be removed from the game. Now, another really cool change that we've been hearing about for quite some time now is going to be a new dragon. The Elemental Drakes have done a pretty solid job of providing a neutral objective that teams can place a different amount of importance based on whichever buff the objective might provide to their specific team comp. But currently we're a little bit limited in the range of buffs that can be gained from the dragons, and adding a new elemental dragon is definitely going to keep things interesting, but it's not necessarily a priority for Riot at the moment, so we'll likely be waiting perhaps for as long as the end of the year, if not next year, before we see this one actually take place. Now, the last changes I wanted to talk about and share with you guys in this video are just a bunch of miscellaneous kind of minor patch 8.5 tweaks that are going to be released in the next patch. Now, patch 8.5 is definitely intended to be a smaller patch similar to patch 8.3 because a lot of the bigger changes need some more PBE testing, some balancing before they can hit live servers, and of course they also want to make tweaks to some of the more significant changes they released in 8.4. So to start off, you can expect to see nerfs to Tristana, Azir, Ryze, and Galio. All of these champions are considered by Riot to be just a little bit too strong right now, with all four also lacking exploitable weaknesses in the right hands. Now, Ryze is a little bit more of an odd case himself because there is a huge difference between an average Ryze player and an experienced Ryze player, so Riot is going to be looking for a way to nerf him for the professional, the high tier levels of play without really affecting him for normal games. We're also expecting to see a nerf to Duskblade's crazy proc damage and actually some changes to some dragon buffs to make them more valuable and encourage players to fight over them earlier in the game. Last but not least, Riot Meddler also mentioned that Nocturne and Olaf are going to be receiving some buffs, which does make a lot of sense given their low win and low play rates. Just want to take some time here at the end to talk a bit more about our sponsor. Register now on ggesports.com to start playing for free. The more people that register, the bigger the prize pool will be, so definitely check it out. This week I put 90,000 coins on 100 Thieves to win versus Team Liquid, and 150,000 for Clutch Gaming to win versus Optic. Hopefully I can win some more this week. Here you guys can also see the post with the results and the winners of the previous giveaway. Of course, your boy's bringing it in big so far. My strategy of betting on the underdogs has led me to some big boy payouts and has helped me dominate the competition. Check out GG Esports on Facebook as well for new RP giveaways every week. Anyway, that's going to be it for our list of upcoming changes to the future of League of Legends. Looks like that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys next time.